Allihopa, hej, hur är läget? This is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So I recorded this entire video and then realized that I hadn't plugged the mic in. So I'm going to do it all again and act surprised. We're going to start off by looking at Jönköping. I recently did videos in this maps series on Linköping and Norrköping, so it seems natural to carry on down and do Jönköping. And then we're going to look at Kalmar in this video today. If you're not familiar with the series, just stick in some headphones, sit back, relax, watch the video if you want, or just listen as I talk about my reactions to some nice pictures of Sweden. And if you want to give this video a like as well, that would really help push it out to a wider audience, so thank you. I'm also accepting comments to suggest where to look at in future videos, so please drop me a comment and ask me to check out where you live. Okay. Jönköping is a city on the shores of Lake Vättern in southern Sweden. It's known for its long lakeside beach, Vattenstranden. In the centre is the 19th century Sophia Church with its neo-Gothic design and towering spire. Nearby, the Jönköping County Museum, and it's a county museum, is home to artworks by local fairy tale illustrator John Bauer on the lake island of Visingsö. Visingsö is the Erstad March, home to waterbird colonies. So like I said, I recently did Linköping and Norrköping, and what seems fairly typical in this region particularly is this the water. I know this is on the banks of one of the really large lakes, but then also has smaller bodies of water set within the city centre itself. So Rocksjön, for example, which one is this? Munksjön. And then it just says Jönköping. So yeah, this is absolutely stunning to me. Beautiful. Sofia kyrkan. Kyrkan. I never know with the K, U, a Y. Kyrkan. Rådhusparken. It's next to Hamnparken. Skålgatan. Yeah, so in the previous video I looked up what Tändsticks-museet means, and of course it means toothpick museum. If you live, or if you've ever been to this place, could you please confirm that it is a museum for toothpicks? I would really be interested to know. It wouldn't shock me, because I've been to Cologne in Germany several times, and there is genuinely a mustard museum there. And more excitingly, a chocolate museum, which I did take a school trip to. Obviously very educational to learn how to make German chocolate. Vattenledningsparken, and of course this view is absolutely stunning. I also remarked about the fact that, as you may know, I was fairly close to moving from Wales to Sweden. at one point a couple of years back. And when I said this to my parents, they said, "Oh, but it's so cold there and it's always dark." I think that's the common perception that we have of Sweden and Scandinavia in particular. So the fact that, you got pictures of people on the lake having a sunbathe in July is a stark contrast to that. And also, I'm not really familiar with this concept of having a lake that's, you can sunbathe next to and stuff with sand and a beach. We don't really have that in Wales. We have lots and lots of lovely beaches, but we don't really have any lakes that you do that with. But I suppose Wales is such a tiny country in comparison with Sweden that you're like an hour from the coast practically, wherever you are. So even if there were lakes, you would kind of go to the seaside anyway. Rockholm and Sofia Kyrkan. Beautiful church. Oh, this is Sofia Kyrkan again. Oh, isn't that lovely? If you are from Jönköping, then drop me a little message and say hi. It'd be lovely to hear from you. The flag of Sweden is just so nice. It's just, I think it's because they're quite contrasting colours, the blue and the yellow, and the shade of blue that it is as well. And I mean, that's coming from a Welshman with obviously like the coolest flag in the world. So it's very high praise. Just have all these old, beautiful buildings. I mean, I guess Swansea would have a lot of Victorian style buildings, but we got bombed so badly in the war. We just don't have any left. Unfortunately, they didn't rebuild them the way they were, like they did in places like Bath in England, where they rebuilt the houses exactly as they were. In Swansea, they built them. They built some horrible buildings because they did it in a sort of really awful 1960s style. I hope that's in some catalogue somewhere. If you said, "Oh, would you like to live here?" I'd be like, yes. That is stunning. The reflection of the underneath of the bridge as well. And the flowers just down here. It's all the small little things. The sunset. Very beautiful. Here's some of this legendary snow. I've already looked up this. Pasta bageriet. Valnötter. Tortellini med valnötter. Valnötter is like walnuts, isn't it? I love tortellini. I'm just imagining all those being full in the summer. Everyone drinking outside, eating and drinking outside. Sweden really comes alive in the summer, doesn't it? You guys hibernate in the winter, I think. And then you just don't go inside for about 3 months a year. I love this, absolutely love this building, the facade. Leaves, farlig, ledning. Definitely I could live there. move on to Kalmar. Kalmar is a city on the Baltic Sea in southeast Sweden. It's known for the Renaissance-style Kalmar castle with its ornate turrets and drawbridge. Very cool. The old town has cobbled streets and well-preserved 17th and 18th century buildings. Kalmar Cathedral features a Baroque altar and a 17th century pulpit by sculptor Baltzar Oppenstedt. Nearby Kalmar City Park has manicured gardens and exotic trees. This is the Stortorget, I believe. Which I don't think we have an equivalent for in English. Like main square, maybe? And that is absolutely stunning. I'm really taken aback by the orange in contrast to the blue sky. And at some point, these being copper would have been like a very gold colour, wouldn't they, originally, rather than green, before oxidization, I think. And this is the castle, the turrets. Really impressive building. Kalmar County Museum. Oh yeah, the modern. This is the Kalmar Konstmuseum, the art museum. I find it really cool how you're like so. Let me just check. So is this the island just off the coast here? Actually, let's go back out to Kalmar for a second. Yeah, it is Öland. I will do Öland in a separate video, I think. It's so cool how you got like a bridge going across Ölandsbron. Long road bridge connected Öland Island to the mainland with a dog-friendly beach at one end. Good to know. This is Klapphuset. What is Klapphuset? Wet ground, it could almost be Britain. Svenska Nature Reserve. Kalmar Maritime Museum. Långviken. Kalmar County Museum from the opposite side. So is that all the museum? Surely it can't be, it's just like a bit of it. Can't read them. Kalmar slott. Can imagine being a very nice dog walk. Grace, do you think that's the Baltic Sea there? It's very beautiful. How unusual. Makes it look like brick, but it's actually not. That's very cool. Is that a dragon? Is that the drawbridge? I've always wanted a drawbridge. I imagine many conquests of the Baltic Sea and the coast of Finland and Estonia were started in Kalmar. I can see why you have such a large defence. And it must have been quite a pivotal and important place. I think we're back in the store yet. Oh, I think that's incorrect. Loving the filters. Well, Kalmar is absolutely lovely, and I think it's a good time to finish. I would love to visit. Hopefully I can one day in the future. But yeah, drop me a comment, drop me a like. If you're new to the channel, click subscribe at the top right here. Say hi, tell me where you would like to see in the next video. And here is a similar video that I've done in the past. Check that out next if you're not asleep yet. Otherwise, good night. Sov gott, and I will see you next time. Tack så mycket, hejdå.